I think they need to prolong their consistency when it comes on dealing with the picking and banning system for our drafting pace, and it's more on trading the heroes and also not giving the heroes that can be a threat on your team composition that you're building for this grand finals for the Clash on Air Cup season number 2. So for the initial ban, Sky Dragon Gaming respecting the Lady Gen. So most probably this is the time that the coaches, the players are assessing the situation. We cannot give meta heroes, even though that this hero received some nerf, but at the same time, this Lady Gen still effective. He can deal you so much pokes. He can give you slow effects that can disrupt or distract your options to win.
Yeah, that's true. And not only that, I mean, Arlie is one of the late game heroes that you don't want to deal with even early once she gets the farm and the itemization that he needs. And along from a while ago, we did see how Sky Dragon Gaming utilized the long from their game 1 up against rival esports. So for sure, Doom of the Gods don't want to give that one out for them. And pretty understandable, Dolia is going to get banned because of the reset. But that's, yeah, it's open for picking in here. I wonder if there's something that Sky Dragon Gaming is going to be prioritizing. But for now, they want to lean on to Mayin, who can just like get serious and say whatever.
Exactly, indeed. But for the team of Doom of the Gods, they will be picking this Da Xiao and also having the Jing. First appearance here for our playoffs here for the Clash on Air Cup Season 2. So Jing is one of those heroes that can literally assassinate you from afar, and especially reaching the back line, slowing and gaining some targeting against the main carries, the main supply of damage coming from the Sky Dragon Gaming. It's the idea for the team of Dome of the Gods. Okay, the team of Sky Dragon Gaming just investing more on protecting their backline, so might as well pick those heroes that can literally reach the backline.
Oh, that's for sure. That's gonna look scary, especially if you don't have the mobile type of farm laner or carry that you have in your composition. But it seems like they are kind of safe in here because they do have the Princess Frost, which can actually just make use of the Winteries here, the Frigid Prison, as well as the Shuttered Eyes to actually lock down particular target. But obviously, that is something that Angela can do as well, not in the form of the eyes, but of course in form of, well, depending on her skin, but mostly about fire and chaos from her blazing brilliance as well as the scorching barrage. So I think when you have an Angela opponent, you have to be very careful on stepping on bushes as you might meet her. So yeah.
And also the one thing that Angela can provide you is more on AoE damage, even though that the projectile was more on a parallel line, but at the same time the blazing brilliance can help you to somehow deal some AoE damage against the Sky Dragon Gaming. But having the Winter is here for the Princess Frost, it's a sign that they want those AoE damage to connect well, and especially during the Eye of the Whirlpool for the counter initiate. After the Dashao release that Eye of the Whirlpool, then they can easily relocate and go back onto the team fight. So this is the time that the Winter is here will be a major factor because it can turn the things around. The AoE damage was too massive, and it can downgrade the HP bars of those group of setup from the DOTG.
That's true, and love seeing that there's a Marco Polo once more in here. Marco Polo got a buff from our latest patch from July 11th, wherein he's got better attack speed gains that can benefit him in the early stages of the game. Because usually, because before the patch, he's even more on the late game type of hero. But now, somehow is a little bit balanced. But at the same time, you have to really give him the itemization that he needs. And that makes us wonder who's going to be the farm laner onto the side of team. SDJ in here is going to be the Garo. Not super mobile in comparison to Marco Polo, but definitely with proper protection. Her advantage is, of course, the range that she has.
Exactly, and Garo is one of those heroes that you can depend on dealing damage, and having the extra range that he has he can somehow punish those artillery heroes from the team of our DOTG. But this is a great start to start our grand finals here for the Clash on Air Cup season number 2. Team Sky Dragon Gaming against Team Doom of the Gods, who will be the king of kings for the season 2.
Have to find out. Then again, this is a best of 5 global ban pick mode between these two Malaysian teams. Both of them already out of sight from XDG's tower because again, two of the gods already has taken them down from the semifinals first series that we saw a while ago. But here we go, onto the board. SDG versus DOTG. Let's see how they're gonna be working on to the map.
They need to work on their macro objectives, Kaisaya, because if you will put emphasis on tower pushes, it will allows you to have better placement and better invasion to the jungle camp of your opponent. And for the SDG, it's the momentum that they need to carry because those games during the semifinals was too fast. It's taking 12-minute mark or maybe 10 minutes. So it's more on sustaining the momentum that they needed to capture for our grand finals. And for the DOTG, the miraculous win being served and also the leaping koi tide will connect, and that's a kill. The first blood belongs to the team of our DOTG, brought to you by Clash on Air Cup.
For sure. I mean, Mayin was quite overextended in there. She was like super serious about doing. She was like slacking off a bit, or rather, not slacking off a bit because she's overextended in that part of the map. I think he could have called the attention of PHY in here to, and maybe even Coriander the best before having to go for an invade onto the jungle camp of DOTG. And now that they know that they have taken his life from a while ago, they can actually continuously bully her. So that's gonna look scary for the Mayin if he actually just mistakenly overextend and unknowingly that the Jing is actually onto the other end of the map. And I just so recalled Jing is this Jing player that we have is actually a master of Jing. So
Wow.
that is definitely gonna look scary. So from yesterday, I was told by Luna that her name actually means like something like, okay, you're gonna learn Jing from me, something like that. So basically, he is making use of his mostly used hero. So yeah, let's see how this all will go. And I think they're doing something into the mid. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, that was really scary because No Afraid was already less than half-life.
And for the mirror domain and reflective assault, you need to avoid those lashes coming from the Jing of the OTG. And just discussing the prowess, the strengths of the Jing, you can deal a lot of damage during those reflective assault. And while combining it with the mirror domain, you can continuously slice the members of SDG, especially even though that No Afraid is a bit tanky because of the Invincible Warrior. It will enhance the max HP. It will give him additional physical damage to deal against your opponent, and as well as Outrium having this Mayin. I must say that he needs to focus on siding pressure. He has the mobility. He has the combination of whatever. So whatever he will do in this game will matter further.
Like that, whatever she does will definitely matter in the game, except for the first blood that she gained from the OTG a while ago. That was not pleasant, of course, from the eyes of her teammates. But for the meantime, we can see in here buff, both already taken by our junglers in here. Within 19 seconds, they can actually do something. But for the meantime, they're really doing something in here, actually taking the life of the Dacia with a combination of skills. Plus, of course, the Winter is here coming from our Princess Frost, and at the same time, with one lacking member from the side of TOTG, they can potentially even go for a quick Tyrant take.
And that's a start off for the team of Sky Dragon Gaming, just getting away this Tyrant, which gives them additional chain lightning to clear the minion and to give some input damage against the nearby targets for the OTG. And seeing the kill scoreline, it's manageable. No kill scoreline on the place for the both hands, and seeing the Blazing Brilliance being casted just to poke the members of SDG, and Victory Seal as well will be used by the team of our SDG, but in no favor. Gyro will fall down in hands of this Jing with the Mirror Domain and also Reflective Assault, assaulting the members of SDG, and the OTG finding ways to capture once more this Trium, but he managed to disengage on this time being.
Oh wow, that was a very miraculous escape coming from Atrium. I mean, he's super low on HP, like 1 bar HP left. Plus, he was like under the tower. Fortunately, there was a healing dew behind the tower. He was able to take it, and he could just like, well, where he was able to go whatever onto away from the tower damage as well as the members of the OTG as well. So that was very miraculous escape coming from him. But definitely has to be very careful because so far lead in terms of gold and lead in terms of a tower of, or rather objective taken here is on the hands of the OCG. But for the meantime, the fight's ongoing right now on the bubbling part of the map. 1-for-1 trade has happened, but Autrium seems like he's gonna be making that miraculous play as well. A 2v1 win, but he needs to be very careful now because leaping point tide will take out his life. Plus a tower taken here though from the ends of SAG as they take that one down onto the bottom lane part of the map.
And both teams playing fair right now because they know their objectives and focusing on the trades. I would like to commend the guts coming from Autrium. This 1v2 situation, he managed to cut the heads of the OTG, but Sleeping Pointed was there just to somehow get his life as well from his dash out. So it's more on responding to the challenge, and you will see another Blazing Brilliance just to hold down the HP bar coming from the team of our SEG. Reflective Assault with a mirror domain, mirroring the damage output coming from the team of the OTG. This is looking tough. Another jump coming from the team of the OTG, securing multiple heads, multiple kills, triple kill with the turning tides coming from the Marco Polo.
Very unfortunate for the Garo in there. I mean, he's not as mobile in comparison to Marco Polo. And by the way, Marco Polo took the life of Autrium up top. Autrium wasn't able to push the tower onto the top side of the OTG. But yeah, I mean, Jing, definitely his primary target will be the Garo. Garo is going to be the main source of DPS damage from SDG, so it's understandable. And of course, with the CC and support coming from Angela as well as the Tatsiao, it will render effective coming from Jing to actually just go onto the back line and just help them out. And there's gonna be even more because Dharma has some sources of CC too. But yeah, it seems like the OTG now is capitalizing on stealing all of the jungle camps of SDG. It's gonna be hard for No Fade if he loses his blue buff or his Azure Golem in here in the process as well, because he's quite dependent on that, or else he cannot be that invincible warrior that we know.
Exactly. And also, Kaisaya, I would like to take notice about the connection of the Think Inside the Box coming from Coriander the Best. It's not the best option right now for him because I didn't see any right path of connection using that ultimate just to somehow control the members of our DOTG. The suppression, the lockdown needs to perform well if you are the roamer from the team of Sky Dragon to deal enough setups during the pre-fights and able to capture those squishy heroes against the DOTG. Meanwhile, the damage output coming from this Dharma, you will feel the karma right now.
Yeah, that is so true. The truth manta is there, but then again, Mayin is quite mobile herself, so she will be able to back away from that potential threat. And anyway, he was even able to actually deal with a 2v1 versus the Dharma and the Jing at the same time. So why he cannot 1v1 up against the Dharma all alone? More so that despite the gold lead that the OTG has, he still has the upper advantage since he was able to take down the double kill from a while ago. But then again, lots of things can still happen despite the 3k gold lead advantage of the OTG. I guess for as long as the Garo is alive, we're able to free it. But let's not talk about that because it was a really nice setup coming from the Angela, connecting both of the Chaos Cinder as well as the Blazing Brilliance. But hold the thought, because in here we just saw our Jing killing of one more member with a mirror domain. But on the top we can see that 1v1 tussle between our Clash later again. Mayin showing showing more power in comparison to the Dharma.
And that is a well-executed Pure Sky just to deny the damage output coming from this Dharma, and you will see the item builds that needs to be effectively used by the both teams. But as of the moment, still, the lead is in favor for the team of the OTG, securing multiple tower takedowns, 2-to-1 trade, it goes to show that the team of DOTG came prepared here for the game number 1, and also just proving to us that okay, we defeat and also dethrone the defending champions of the season 1. So we will be capitalizing the momentum and confidence that we gain on that win.
So true. I mean, they have defeated the champion with for no reason. But let's see about that, because many times I think when Atrium is here, they can make the fight. Just like this one, they're trying to eye on to the Luna, or rather the Jing in here. Will they be able to take this down? Because I don't think so. It seems like it's gonna be Mayin that's gonna fall him down. However, we can see the Angela fell down onto the hands of PHY in here, but the Cairo already deleted from the map, and the Motsu as well, but PHY trying to run for his life, but the Dharma trying to catch him. Will be able to flash away back to safety, but look at this Daxiao trying to connect all of the CC. Look at that great combination of leaping point side as well as the Sea of Fate, just deleting PHY off the map.
He timely used that Eye of the Whirlpool as well for this Dashao, and he managed to escape the death from the team of our DOTG, and it's a go sign for the team of DOTG to contest and also take this Tyrant objective on their hands. And I think this is an uncontested one against Sky Dragon Gaming. 12-6 kill scoreline, heading for our upcoming 11.5-minute mark of the ball game. We see a huge differential right now when it comes on economy. It's close to more often 5,800 gold lead in the hands of our DOTG. So this is a big problem when it comes on powered differential. The advancement and also the advantage is in favor for the team of our DOTG. And looking at the items, just having that enhanced physical attack and enhanced BA for the Jing, you will feel the damage coming from the reflective basalt and also with the right capitalization on the mirror domain.
That's so true, and definitely with that, there is some option for SDG to build out some anti-physical damage item, but they also have to deal with, some anti-CC. I mean, they have to deal with some CC sources coming from the OTG as well, because these are annoying, knock-ups and knockbacks coming from the Daxiao as well as the Dharma and the Angela. So, but then again, we have yet to see a free hitting Garo on this particular game, but hold the thought, because in here they're going to be taking down the tower up top. Already Blazing Brilliance will connect onto the Matsu. It's not going to take him down, but then again, that will create some space for the rest of the members of Team DOTG to roam around across the middle lane, maybe even push or create some good flow of minion waves down bot. And now we can see that the Kaiser is not able to get his blue buff, and that is bad news. But for the meantime, look at it, shut down by the Mayin onto that Jing. Really nice bush play coming from Atrium out there.
Combination of punch and kicks being released, and that's a massive blow of damage coming from Atrium, and you will see the Eye of the Whirlpool being casted with the dash out just to disengage, and we will see No Afraid showing No Afraid against the members of the OTG, but the damage from the projectile Fever Barrage connecting from this Marco Polo. He will try to assassinate this invincible warrior coming from our jungler Kaiser. Blazing Brilliance, and you will be going down in the hands of the Scorching Barrage coming from Thanatos.
Wow. And then to the bottom lane part of the map, we can see that they have successfully defended that one, because we saw how Dharma is actually trying to go for a split push work a while ago as well onto the middle lane, where we did see like 0.5 HP bar onto the life of Daxiao. Fortunately, was able to go back quickly to the base with the help of his Sea of Fate. But for the meantime, seems like this is gonna be a free taking of the Shadow Overlord for the hands of DOTG, and it's definitely gonna be in favor for them, because one high ground tower already has fallen down onto the side of SDG. They've got super minions in there. What more if they got the Shadow Vanguards? And look at that! My goodness, this is why Mayin, you don't want her to be in the draft. Just killed off the Nasus in no time.
This Mayin is very annoying. He maximized the full potential of that deadly brushes, then he will go for the surprise kick and also surprise punches with this hero, and you will feel that the Pure Sky is the one major item that that added confidence for this Mayin because he know he has temporary damage immunity for a certain period of time. So he will try to punish those squishy heroes and fragile heroes for the team of the OTG. And once he get that kill against the Angela, even though that we all know Angela is a stationary hero, when you use the Blazing Brilliance, you are in the same spot. So it's either you will cut the Blazing Brilliance to disengage and use the flash out, or most probably just accept the fact that you will be punished and being kicked by this Mayun.
In that instance, he accepted the fact that he is dead onto the hands of Magi. We were talking about bush play from a while ago, bush play that Thanatos can actually do onto the Angela, and the bush play that the Mayin can do on the Atrium. But instead, we can see Atrium doing all the bush plays even better in comparison to Thanatos. And look at that! The blue buff, the Azure Golem, was again taken by DOTG, and No Frey doesn't have any buff at all. He is super dependent on that one as a Kaiser, and this is now DOTG trying to siege the base of SDG. Right now, Atrium is actually on the other end of the map trying to target the Natus in here, but he is super deep right now. It seems like it is going to cost his life, and the double kill will go onto the hands of the Jing 2 member down onto the side of SDG right now. We can see in here trying to defend the base is the Kaiser, but will he be able to do it? Blazing Brilliance will still connect. Space being created by PHY. Thanks to that, at least we'll stop DOTG from actually continuously sieging the mid onto the crystal. But then again, no towers left onto the side of of SDG right now. What can they do? We can see that the Eye of the Whirlpool has been used already to call the rest of the members in here. Healing Spree, Garo is down, and the rest of the members of the OTG will now just eye onto the Crystal Fever Barrage has been used. What can the Kaiser do? I don't think so. I don't think he can do any of that because DOTG will end the game on this game 1. Congratulations, Doom of the Gods.
Mobility plus projectile damage. Artillery-wise, Doom of the God providing all the resources to capture the game number 1 here for the grand finals of our Clash on Air Cup Season 2. And this is a brutal game from the team of Doom of the Gods because mobility-wise, the in and out option from the Eye of the Whirlpool of Dash Out, creating impactful plays for their team, and as well as the damage output, the fast cooldown on the Blazing Brilliance coming from the Angela was still massive, that he can punish multiple members against the team of our SDG, and you see the full potential of their team composition. It's more on adding agility on their end, and that's a successful one for the Dooms of the Gods.
Definitely, and I think it's also because of the Jing being onto the hands of our Jing main. So we did see how he will just go obliterate, go into the back line. On targeting the Garo. The Garo definitely did not have fun from that particular match, although there were spaces created by the Princess Frost as well as the Matsu. And even though we saw how Mayin actually would go for that really nice bush play, but overall I think they lacked the synergy from that particular match up against Team Doom of the Gods. But then again, this is a best of 5 match. A lot of things can still happen. We could even end up on a 5 game. We'll just have to find out because, again, global ban pick mode. So we'll see what will be left in here for our teams.
And for our post-game MVP for the game number 1 on our grand finals, it's Hanshu Jiang Shangyu with the kill statuses of 4-1-13 with the damage of 71.2k, having 9,668 gold in his pocket. This dash out creating massive plays, just using the Leaping Koi Tide at the right blend, and also the Eye of the Whirlpool, just creating massive impact during the team fights. Because if he saw that the HP bars of his teammates go downgrade, okay, I will bring you to the base and relocate, then we will go for the retake. So the retake moments will be the dependable side for the team of our the OTG for the team number 1, and the magical projectiles was too large for the team of our DOTG as well.
That is so true, but we take a look at our match results from that game pretty soon. wherein I'm so scared about one thing. I mean, seeing the KDA of Garu from that game, because we a couple of times we did see how Jing just really target him from that game, right? So
Yeah,
okay, am I still seeing the MVP same as yours?
yeah.
Right? Okay, okay. At least I thought no, I'm seeing it wrongly. But yeah, Gara definitely did not have a good time on that one, although with the space being created by Princess Frost and Matsu. I guess the question is, what
Hmm.
can SDG do in game two, right? Will Was it a mistake that they've actually picked a quite mobile farm laner in here? Should I go back to maybe picking like that of Tirandia or Consortium, maybe even? I mean, this is just first game. Or are they reserving heroes for later games? I wonder.
Yes, I think for the team of SCG, I think the main solution here is just to add some mobility, some squishiness under farm lane heroes, especially you are the main supplier of damage and you need those heroes that can easily go in, go out, and protect yourself at all times because you cannot depend on your team most of the time when it comes on the team fight. So you need to be more map aware when it comes on team fight. At the same time, you have those dashing skills to settle on. So I think having the Gyro on their side is a big problem, but highly rewarded because of the projectile, because of the range that he has of the Spear of Purity, but it not compensate well for the Gyro for the SDG. So I think they need to reset or maybe adjust their selection when it comes to the farm name. More on depend on mobility or mobile heroes.
Because again, it's a mobile. With Dacia, they're already
Yep,
mobile in here, so you're gonna be dealing with surprise attacks. And as Garo, your only source of escape will be your flash,
Flash.
right? So, and if it's gone, I mean, if there's any other heroes that could chase you, like the Dharma, the Jing, it's gonna be hard for you to just back away and juke out. And of course, he's matching up with the Marco Polo as well, which is mobile in comparison to him. And now we take a look at the game results. As we see, it's 0-4-2 onto the Garo. Not really a happy Garo in here. So let's try to come back onto the next game. But Atrium is the MVP from our losing team from that game because of all of the surprise attacks that he did. And he did even have a 1v2 from a while ago onto the top side. But then again, looking on our winning team, Doom of the Gods, it seemed like also they utilized well the venomous staff at least to stop the heals coming or the regions that coming from the Kaiser. So I like how they actually planned out in terms of itemization in here. And also they do even have the void staff to just stop the armor,
Yeah.
all of the tankiness that both the Kaiser and the Magin has. I
And
love that.
also, I would like to discuss the itemization of this Jing. Having the Siege Breaker, it is the highest physical attack in the game. So if you have that item, you can easily dish out massive blows when it comes on using the illusion shattered and also the um, mirror domain. Then reflective basalt, just continuously spam it at the right place at the right time. He will connect those high physical damage dealt. And having the Starbreaker adding penetration, it goes to show that even though you have high defensive items for the team of our SDG, but that is a big problem for you to encounter. And having the Axe of Torment as well, it will give you time to somewhat counter the squishy heroes against your opponent. But overall, for the team of our SDG, it's more on total reset. Accept the fact that, okay, we made some mistakes during the draft and also in game, and we need to address right it and also right away. Because if they address those problems for the game number two, I think this is a exciting series that we will be watching right now.
Very exciting as it is, because not only that, our winning team from game one defeated the defending champion from season one.
Yeah.
Now they're actually even showing us that they potentially can even go for a 3-0 score in here. So it makes me wonder, okay, a while ago off cam, we were like, okay, what's the score? What's the score? Oh, like, is it gonna be 3-0? Oh, now, Sesh, am I
Oh
gonna
no.
put you on that? Your vote already is like gone. And I guess our
Yeah.
chef production guy here, our stream director, Let's see if it's gonna be a 4 game. We'll have
Or
to find
game
out.
prediction?
So I didn't mention my prediction. It's really hard to just base it off that. But if maybe it's a round robin, maybe we can tell easier. But I think we're ready for our second game. This is the draft. Again, best. I mean, again, this is a global ban pick mode, so there will be no more Jing, no more Daciao for the side of Tomb of the Gods. At the same time, no more Mayin, Princess Frost, Kaiser 2, which are, of course, power picks as well. None of that are ready for the side of Sky Dragon Gaming. And look at that. Doom of the Gods don't want to give away the Dacia, which they have used a while ago up against Dragon Gaming.
Respecting your hero. That's the idea for the team of Doom of the Gods, because they use this dash out effectively, so might as well, okay, we get the game number 1 by providing a lot of pressure using the zero, so might as well ban the zero. And banning the early, it gives them options to lessen the hero pool, especially for the farm lane of the Sky Dragon Gaming. And banning the Dahlia and Mayin, this is a indicator that a total reset that the team of Sky Dragon needs to apply for our game number 2. But for the Dooms of the Gods, Kaisaya, okay, we will be getting our Long again.
Yes, Long, which we saw actually used by Sky Dragon Gaming a while ago against Rival
Semis.
Esports. Yes, in the semifinals. But one thing I noticed too is that Mayin has been banned by Sky Dragon Gaming, which they have used a while ago, although it was a losing game. But we did see so much potential of this Mayin. And Jing is free for taking. I think they could have just like put the Jing for the last pick, because anyway, Doom of the Gods won't be able to pick this one. So I think not a total waste, but or yeah, I would say it's like kind of like not a good strategy to show it off, because Doom of the Gods will be able to counter it right off the bat. So I think they could have just left it for the last pick. But anyway, they have Lady Jen in here, and they have the Marco Polo. So it's looking good so far. I'm so excited to see how they're gonna play out the Lady Jen.
For the Sky Dragon Gaming, Kaisaya, selecting the Lady Gen, I think they wanna add pressure, especially on poking and having some fast clear, especially for the early stages of the game. Because if you can clear the minion waves as fast as you can visit the side lanes, you can help your jungler to leash and also to farm during the early stages of the game. So might as well, okay, let's get the hero that has a lot of AoE damage, and as well as having some poking prowess. And having the Marco Polo as well, you are adding arsenal when it comes on reaching the backline. Because of the Fevered Barrage, you have a lot of option to distribute those bullets against the bodies of Domes of the Gods. And Jing, proficient Jing, we will return the favor to you guys for the Dome of the Gods, because the Sky Dragon Gaming just felt the damage, felt the impact of this Jing. So we will use this time this Jing.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see how our Jing player on the side of SCG will match up onto the Jing of Doom of the Gods. But our Marco Polo in here needs to be very careful as to when he will be making use of the Fevered Barrage. Because again, there is a Princess Frost in here that has the Winter is here, as well as the Shattered Eyes and Frigate Priest, and just like could stop him from actually making use of his Fevered Barrage. So I like the Dongwang pick in here, so just so in case to give that protection for the Marco Polo, and at the same time to lock in a particular target that the Marco Polo can just like soak in with some damage, as well as the Lady Jen. So actually Dongwang is in ranked games, Dongwang is actually one of the heroes that I like to ban as well whenever I make use of a Marco Polo. So I like that they have actually picked that one on their side, instead of like giving it to Doom of the Gods, which can actually be an additional threat for the Marco Polo.
And especially having the suppression because of the Forsaken contract, it's a big problem if you will go up against this Dongwang. But for the last two selection, Doom of the Gods settling for the fast jungler assassin hero, which is the Lamb, because of the immunity that he has during those full combinations. Then using the from below can easily dismantle the possible survivability of the Sky Dragon. But the Guan Yu, you have the knockback, you have the AoE damage as well, and you have the initiation and zoning potential if you are the team of the Team Sky Dragon Gaming. But for the Team Doom of the Gods, it's more on cleansing factor because of the Shuangyi, because of the butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's true. They don't want all those CCs coming from the Lady Gen, so I think this is a good pick for the side of TOTG. But they have to give some itemization for the Zhuang too as well. So, but yeah, for the meantime, it's been a while, Lamb. I didn't see Lamb for quite a while in many different competitive tournaments, so it's nice to see him back. I wonder how he will actually match up in here. He pretty same as the Marco Polo. He needs to be very careful on how he's gonna be entering team fights. But yeah, let's head into the gorge. This is already the match between the OTG versus SDG. We are now on game 2. Score is in favor of the OTG right now.
And for the both teams, it's more on controlling the tempo. That's the main thing that they need to apply for our game number 2. And for the DOTG, they have a better start here for the grand finale. But we will see early group up setup from the team of DOTG. And the blood is pouring right now against the members of our SDG. And this is First Blood brought to you by EasyOnAir.
That is a Dongwang good first blood coming from the side of the OTG, but it's okay. I mean, SDG, what died anyway is just a support, right? It's just a roam, but for the meantime, a trade up top or in the lane will actually fall down onto the hands of the Jing, and that is what you want as SDG. You get the kill and you give it to the carry, and you kill off actually a particular, an important target in here like that of the lane.
And also, it will enhance your aggression level during the early stages of the game because of the early pickups that you will get if you are not afraid with the Jing, and you need to play aggressively for you to have great opportunities to deal some damage against the OTG. And once this no afraid against the DOTG, he can easily dismantle or maybe get some hits against the DOTG in this game. But seeing the gold difference, it's mounting close to 300 gold lead in favor for the team of our DOTG. So more on the objectives and also just last hitting the minions. That's the thing of beauty for the DOTG.
True. But for the meantime, it seems like Zhuangzi needs to go on to the bottom lane part of the map because there wasn't quite an aggression coming from Coriander the Bass as well as our Marco Polo in there. You don't want to get locked in by the Dongwang's Forsaken contract and not be able to escape. And then, followed by the Fevered Barrage by Marco Polo. But for the meantime, onto the middle lane part of the map, we can see in here, Princess Frost and the Winter is here killing off our Dongwang. They're not even done because one member inside of the OTG will be able to escape. Our Marco Polo will secure that kill, and there is the chase in here. One member, Marco Polo, will fall down too and make that more additional exchange in favor of DOTG.
Crucial takedown for the DOTG. Just gunning down this Marco Polo means a good signs of life for the DOTG because you will be downgrading the possible scaling of this Marco Polo. And Marco Polo, you need to invest more on early stages of the game. You need to be protected and also safe at all times because you need those gold. You need those survivability factor for you to gather as early as possible your main supply of damage when it comes on the priority items. And seeing these kinds of strategies for the both teams, it's more on controlling their emotions throughout the game. And for the DOTG, just realizing, okay, we need to be more on a group up setup, just focusing the fights on three members or 4 members, and we will be okay. But seeing the damage output coming from this lane, this is a no joke, even though that Autrium has his horse, but he cannot endure the pain.
Oh, definitely won't be able to endure the pain. He's actually on sprint as well right now, so he can be like a double faster. Like, he's already fast with his innate skill in there, but he can be like times 2 faster with the sprint as well. But for the meantime, seems like this is gonna be a free tyrant taking for the side of SDG. But it seems like, I wonder if there's gonna be a steal. Oh, they were able to stop Atrium on attempting to go for a steal onto the Overlord. The fight is already happening in here. We can see our Elaine trying to save his life. Seems like there is no dot of sunset for him. Will still be safe though to go back to safety.
But overextension coming from the Guan Yu, and he will be punished by the members of our DOTG and SDG. Looking forward to have some casualty bloods against the DOTG. But 4-3 kill scoreline, Kaisaya. This is a close battle that we are witnessing as of the moment, and having the Overlord for the team of DOTG, it will enhance their chances to have some breakthrough on pushing the outer turrets against the SDG.
Oh, but for the meantime in here, Death at Sunset will be used by our Elaine to escape from the hands of our Jing. Jing was actually even forced to use his Mirror Domain just in attempt to actually kill off the Elaine, but to no afford. I mean, that's what you like. You like on the Elaine, right? Like, you can use it to become aggressive. You can also use your ultimate to just back away from any potential threat.
And also wasting the resources, the main skills coming from the members of SCG. That's the one thing that Aline has. You had the
That's
Death at
true.
Sunset just to force out the necessary spells, the necessary skills that STG wants to provide against the DOTG. But this time, another opportunity for the team of DOTG to have some advancement, because they are able to take one tower against the SDG side. So this is a bad situation, because we will seeing slowly but surely DOTG focusing on the macro objective.
Yeah, that's true. But it seems like SDJ wants to make up for it. As you can see, Guan Yu actually onto the bottom lane part of the map, just creating the pressure, forcing Princess Frost as well as Long on going down bot, and even Zhuangzi as well. But they're having a hard time on actually going for tower pushes. Currently, no towers down as of yet from the side of DOTG. Might there be a chance from Marco Polo to actually go for a push on the top? But he has to be very careful because Lamb is also just nearby, even if Princess Frost as well. But could be a sign of hope coming from the side of SDG.
And for the team of our SDG, they are trying to take some outer turrets against the DOTG and witnessing another damage with the knockback coming from this Atrium, trying to chase one by one the members of our DOTG. But another reflective basalt connecting to the members of our DOTG, slicing in, slicing out, and another kill with the Long. Looking forward to take some heads against the SDG, disengaging out with this Coriander, and he managed to walk away safely.
Oh, you don't really want to fight Lamb while in the river, but hold the thought while talking about Lamb, he will fall down onto the hands of Atrium. But yeah, I mean, the fight is happening. Oh, quite unfavorable, but making a triple kill. What? Both Zhuangzi as well as Princess Frost falling onto the burst damage coming from Atrium. I mean, that was quite unfavorable. I thought they were actually be having the chance on pushing the middle lane tower, but no, Weird Barrage has been used in here, trying to chase down the lane, going for that S1, and unfortunately the Resplendent Revolver will not kill off the Elaine. Elaine's still quite tanky, maybe have to start building of, you know, that Daybreaker for himself.
SDG looking lucky on that last play. Triple kill coming from Otrium. It goes to show that when it comes on damage, he has it. And using that enhanced heroic charge, you will see the stomp, the deadly stomp, just getting 3 heads against the DOTG. And DOTG needs to respect the damage output of this Guan Yu, because if you cannot respect it, he will give you so much headache as time goes by. And for the DOTG, I think they need to focus more on dealing damage against this PHY and also this Marco Polo, because as long as this heroes remaining alive for the team of SCG, this will be a tougher situation for the DOTG. But seeing the kill, that's a 1 kill that be getted by the team of DOTG.
Good shutdown onto Atrium in there, but still, there is a free hit coming from SDG in here. They're winning in terms of macro map controlling here. 2 towers already has fallen down onto the top lane side of the OTG, and it was all taken down by the Marco Polo. That would mean Marco Polo getting more gold, getting more itemization that he needs, and this is gonna be looking scary for the side of the OTG if he has a chance to actually go for a free hit onto several targets later on. So I think they have to watch out for that, most especially if they don't have Thanatos alive which will be their source of anti-crowd control, but getting
Oh!
suppressed already. Look at that Forsaken contract, but then again, the Tyrant will be secured by Team DOTG right now. We can see the rest of the members of Team SDG falling down one by one. What is happening? But the Guanyu trying to go for some kills, but then again, we can see Princess Frost already falling down onto the hands of the Marco Polo. Make the triple kill even. 1-2 member left onto the side of DOTG. I wonder what can Long do. Oh no, that is a quadra kill given onto the Marco Polo. That is what we're talking about a while ago, Sedge. Looking scary right now from the side of SDG.
Those bullets connecting straight away to the heads of the OTG, and Marco Polo just using all his powers to dish out great amount of damage, and that is a quadra kill from this farm laner here for the SDG. So SDG looking forward to equalize our series. Okay, we are on the grand final, so might as well extended minimum of game number 4.
We can see in here Marco Polo starting to build the Daybreaker item for himself for more anti-high armor up against the Lamb as well as the Elaine. At the same time, he has the Frigid Charge, which will help him be safe from any CC from the side of the RPG. So gotta love that. And now we can see the question here, will there be a steal coming from DOTG right now? Because they have a vision as to what the life is right now. But no, there will be no smite coming from DOTG right now. Princess Frost is down in here. Really looking nice in terms of the damage being done by the Lady Jet. Guanyu is trying to chase down onto this team fight that's happening, but the Long is actually able to go for the last hit up against one member of SDG. There is still the chase onto one to get more targets. Long is still alive. Do take note, as well as the Marco Polo. We can see in here Resplendent Revolver being used, but will not connect onto anyone. Now, 3 members versus 3 members on both sides. Let's see how this one will go.
But I would like to commend the Forsaken contract that Coriander provide on that team fight, because he stopped the possible smite coming from the Lamb, and no freight will secure that Tyrant for the team of our SDG, and slowly but surely SDG just looking forward to control the entirety of the map, just pushing onward the towers, the remaining inner turrets for the team of our DOTG will expand their chances to invade some jungle camps, some jungle resources of DOTG in this game. And seeing the gold difference, it's mounting close to 3,000 plus gold lead in the hands of our SDG. So you will expect when it comes on damage output, they can provide some advantage against the team of our DOTG. And for the meantime, I think for the DOTG Kaisaya, they need to calm down. They need to wait on the errors that SDG will be conducted during the fight. So let the SDG start the fight, then go for the counter punishment if the SDG will overextend.
That is true, but the question is, will there be any mistake that SDG would want to do? The only problem in here is that even though they have the Duangse in their lineup, you know, the suppress, that the Forsaken contract suppress that the Dongwang can do, you know, it's not something that you can actually cancel out. So once you're Forsaken, there's the contract. You are fully suppressed under my power. You definitely can cancel it out. But for the meantime, they have to be very careful of that. Look at the damage being done. Oh, look at that. I want to say it in Tagalog like Hinam Pass. But there you go. You can see the double kill coming from the Guanyu. But the Rampage is here coming from the Lamb. But to no afford as he will fall down as well. 2 members left onto the side of POTG. I mean, the damage coming up from the Marco Polo is just already way too much. He actually took down the life of the Princess Frost like to 1 HP bar, and that was it. Like, just followed by the Guanyu. But then again, we're not even stopping as the Jing will also fall down onto the hands of the Long. But the question is, will they be able to defend this? They have to focus fire their bullets, their damage onto these vanguards. But it is now an open wide base onto the top as well as onto the mid. What can DOTG do? It seems like it is not enough with just like going for the, you know, waiting for the mistake that SDG can do.
For the roamers, it's more on protecting their farm lane and mid laner. And for the SDG, Coriander creating so much big upside plays while using the Forsaken contract, and also providing all the space, the safe zone for P and also Marco Polo, and this Marco Polo is a deadly criminal for the team of our SDG because of those bullets from the resplendent revolver, and also you have the fever barrage for the cleanup job. You will give some AoE damage that you cannot resist if you are the team of our DOTG. So for the DOTG, it's more on, okay, you have the cleansing factor coming from the butterfly effect ultimate of this Thanatos, but afterwards, this is a no-brainer. AoE damage-wise, you can penetrate those bullets from the Marco Polo.
Oh, there's a chain lightning buff on the hands of SDG right now, so Lady Jen is gonna hurt even further with a destructive deluge if that so happens. So I guess also like one thing, it's maybe it's like okay man, I think Thanatos is doing his best to actually protect the mid lane as well as the farm laner, but at the same time, I think if there has to be a work for the Princess Frost to actually be careful on his positioning onto the map. But yeah, they have to regen, they have to wait, they have to be here up high ground, but there's already a push onto the top from the side of TOTG. They're gonna be taking down one tower in there, so that will give them some boost of gold and attempt to catch out as well. But yeah, I think they have to pick off maybe the Marco Polo. And
Yeah.
but it seems like it's easier said than done because Coriander the best is here, being the best that he can as a roamer. Oh, look at that favorite barrage really has been used by the Marco Polo and now being targeted, now shot down by the Lamb in here. The rest of the members of Team DOTG come back to life, killing off the Jig. There goes the Death of Sunset, targeting the several targets on the side of SDG. Two members down on the side of SDG right now. Lane will fall down quite unfortunately because Guan Yu, he just quite he hurts a lot. But now a 3-4-3 situation. But could that be the light of hope from the side of the OTG? I wonder.
And as of the moment, Kaisaya, it's looking tough right now for the OTG because most of the towers, especially exposing their high ground turret onto the top and also mid, will give advantage for the SDG because it will gaining them enhanced minions against those lanes, and at the same time, it totally shows that in this kind of game, it's more on setting the right place and Coriander just planting the seed of Forsaken Contract at the right place, and you see the suppression. That's a deadly decision if you wanna connect or just get it for the OTG. But as of the moment, we will be seeing the Overlord takedown that the team of the OTG not will contest because of the greater positioning onto the river pit that our STG will gain for our game number 2, and we are smelling blood for our grand finals. This is the kind of grand finals that we cannot predict who will be the sure winners for our series.
True, but flanking on the side right now is the Marco Polo as well as the Dongwang in here, gonna be killed off, and there is the Princess Frost, one member down to the side of the OTG. The rest of the members are actually just trying to siege down. It looks like this is gonna be it. SDG will win this game too. Congratulations, Sky Dragon Gaming is now a 1-1 score between them and DOTG.
The Sky Kings bounce back for our grand finals, and this is a guarantee. We will be witnessing most probably game number 4 for our series, and we are back on the race to 3. First team to reach 3 games in the series for our grand finals here for the Clash on Air Cup Season 2 will be the new champions of our tournament. And for the Sky Dragon Gaming, they adjusted well during their team composition for the drafting pace, and also I would like to commend the prowess of the Jing. Jing is one of those assassins that you can really depend on during the fights because he can deal a massive blow of damage. You have the mirror domain and the continuous slashes that the reflective assault can give and deal against your opponent, and at the same time you see the fast clearing of the jungle objective that this Jing has in his pocket. And for the team of TOTG, it's more on quick adjustments on their team composition because I think even though they have a crowd control immunity, they have cleansing factor with the butterfly effect coming from Shuangzi, but I think it is not enough because of the AoE damage coming from the team of our Sky Dragon Gaming. They have the Fevered Barrage coming from the Marco Polo. You have the AoE damage from the Lady Shen and also the unlimited spam pokes from this hero. So I think Lady Jen needs to be considered as one of the prio bans here for the grand finals.
That's true. Jing is already out of the picture because both of the teams have already made use of that. And one thing to note, though, I mean, Zhuangzi, I think not really like that of a meta pick, but definitely useful in canceling out some CCs. But during the late game event, it's just that. It's just a cleansing
Yeah.
for most of the part that he actually gives for his teammate. And again, the Forsaken Contract Suppress is not something that you can actually cleanse out. And what more, we're talking about Marco Polo that was able to get a quadra kill from a while ago. So, we did see him having the Daybreaker already, as well as the Frigate Chart that allows him to actually go for a really nice fevered barrage.
And also having your post-game MVP, this Marco Polo provide all the damage output that they needed for them to capture the game number 2, and specifically just initiating at the right place, he maximized the full potential, the AoE distributed damage that this fevered barrage dealt by the members of our winning team for the Sky Dragon Gaming, and having this KDA 4113, having also this damage of 103,700 damage output. That's a lot if you are the Marco Polo, and with the gold of 14,731, it goes to show that you have the proper damage, you have the lock item on your pocket, and there's a moment, Kaisaya, that this Marco Polo is going to be unstoppable. As long as he secure his lock item, he initiating in and going for the big plays. He is charging in, he is starting the team fight, and distributing those bullets will be a deadly piece for them to capture the game number 2.
Yeah, that's definitely so true. Now, makes me wonder what's going to be the next few set of selections in terms of heroes in here. This is going to be super exciting, especially once we hit Game 5. I wonder if we're going to be going on to that, because it's like you can be a one-trick player hero here. You can be a one-trick hero player. But talking about one-trick hero player, you want to prove that you are not that kind of player, because as you join and scan this code to join our community, you'll be able to meet several other players for you to play with. So make sure you scan this QR code to join our Discord community, and maybe look for playmates in ranked games at the same time. Maybe even if you are an aspiring competitive player, maybe it's your chance to actually look for teammates or look for teams who might be recruiting players, or just flex your stats, your MMR in the game, and maybe it's maybe your source of potential future teammates in the future tournaments here in Clash on Air Cup.
Agree, Kaisaya, and also don't forget to follow and also share the live for our Facebook stream. We have Clash on Air Cup, and we have TikTok live as well, our Clash on Air Cup channel, and also we have our YouTube channel as well. Please do subscribe for them to grow our community, and also for you to be informed with the upcoming tournaments here for the Clash on Air Cup Season 2. And this is a great platform, great way to improve your gameplay and also your synergy, team chemistry. And while joining the community, Kaisaya, you can find your teammates there. So many of them really good in playing solo or trio. So maybe build the team and join this impactful tournament that can change your life, because in this kinds of grassroots tournaments, Kaisaya, it will enhance your competitive spirit, your sportsmanship. At the same time, it's a great way for you to see your full potential as well.
Yeah, not only that, I think it's like a good way to actually, if your particular team is actually looking for potential sponsors, it's a good way to start off your portfolio with with the results coming from community tournaments like this. So take the chance. Even me and Sedge are actually like doing that in terms of casting, participating in community tournaments like this to cast in order to add up to our own portfolio. But yeah, moving on to our third game. Again, Duo of the Gods versus Sky Dragon Gaming. Both Malaysian teams. It is now a 1-1 score. We are in a best of 5, but it seems like we're back to a best of 3, because we have yet to find out who will actually get the first 3 wins from our best of 3. But yeah, you can see now Mai Shiranui getting picked in here. Really good way to actually poke and pick off targets in the early stages of the game, even late. I mean, especially once you get the itemizations that he needs, for sure this Lady Sun is gonna hurt a lot.
And for the answer, Dooms of the Gods will select My Shiranui having the Jiangfei and also Pei. So they want to add crowd control setups from the team fights that they need to commit. At the same time, you have the mobility with the Fei and you have the Tiger form just to have some deadly scratches against those squishy heroes against the Sky Dragon. And you have the knockback coming from this My Shiranui. But discussing the first three picks as well, for the team of our Sky Dragon Gaming, having the Lady Sun, you have projectiles. Nesha is one of those heroes that can be versatile on your team composition because you have initiating prowess with the usage of your ultimate, specifically the Skyfall.
Oh, that's true. But okay, usually in ranked games you would see Ming being partnered by like that of the Garo or like that of the Hoi. But latest one is not bad because we did see a while ago that the Garo had a hard time actually in dealing with mobile heroes, especially if we're talking about a Pei, which is mobile. My Shiranui, which is also mobile. You don't want to deal with that or have a hard time just joking out from them. So I guess it's also okay. I mean, maybe even better if I was like thinking about Arlie, but they have banned out the Arlie up against Doom of the Gods, so it's not something that they can do. Although this is still available for taking for Sky Dragon Gaming, as they have not picked that as of yet from game 1 and 2 from this game. But yeah, Nuja being picked in here. I'm not sure if they're gonna be using Nuja as the jungle or the Clash Lane. We'll have to find out. But regardless, that is a way for actually trick out the members of Doom of the Gods. Is it gonna be Sun Tzu who's gonna go onto the jungle or Clash, or is it gonna be Nuja? So it's a mind game for Doom of the Gods for now.
Versatility and adaptability on the current meta. That's the main idea here for the Sky Dragon, just implementing those heroes that they can rely to somewhat create confusion against the Dooms of the God, but having the Byron for their team composition, I think they want to match the possible threat of Neja or maybe Sun Tzu for the Clash Lane. So because of the extra shield that he gains with the first wood suppression, he can win a 1v1 situation for this Byron as long as he maximizes the potential of the shields that he gained, and as well as providing all the pressure, especially on the side lane, because long lanes is hard to defend. But at the same time, if you manage to win your lanes, it will give big props and big advantage on your side as well.
Yeah, that's true. But been a while on this Milady. It's nice to see her again. Milady quite tricky to use now. I mean, we've been saying like I think that was yesterday. I forgot. Like when we saw Joyu being utilized as well, but to no afford in terms of like going for tower pushes because I mean like several heroes that we have here in Honor of Kings that can actually go for tower pushes. We have Fang, we have Milady. So I think that's the reason why they have picked out the Milady in here to at least match up what the Fang can do in taking down towers. So it's nice to see Milady back in action again. So was his Fang. Again, this is Doom of the Gods versus Sky Dragon Gaming. We are now on game 3 on this best of 5 match. I wonder how it is gonna be on this third game.
And discussing the team composition for the both teams, for the SDG, they will select Neja for the jungle. So we will expect that this will be a brutal Skyfall that he needs to connect against the OTG. And meanwhile, for the team of the OTG, they will settle for the pay for fast advancement and also trying to get some small camps, small objectives, especially on jungle or objective for the team of our DOTG and SDG, receiving a lot of damage and Autrium being pressured as of the moment.
Yeah, they're trying to take down the life of Autrium in there, but the Byron will actually fall down and even a double kill. In Tagalog we actually call it maasim. It's very maasim, like they're very overconfident on actually trying to take down the life of Autrium in there, and now they got punished, and they even gave that lead onto the hands of Atrium this time. I think they should have not done that. And I mean, if we're talking about the composition of SDG as well, they have even more ways to actually go for backup. But for the meantime, let's take a look at what's happening into the Reaper's side. Ming will fall down, but that's okay. That's just one way for the OTG to actually try to catch up. But yeah, no Freight on the Nuja as well as Atrium on the Sansa. We can see that, you know, in terms of providing backup, they have the fast response, right? In comparison to what the OTG can do. So I think the OTG needs to be very careful on choosing the fights that they want.
And also, the OTG needs to have that surprise attack, most probably not to show their positioning during the fights. Because if the SDG will locate them, the set sail will be a problem for the SDG. Meanwhile, Atrium will be scratched by Kate for our the OTG. Meanwhile, onto the bottom lane, we will be seeing some pressure moments. So 1v1 trade for our both Flash laners for the DOTG and SDG. And this is a close fight for the both teams as we will take on another series of matches here for our season number 2 for the Clash on Air Cup. But for the both teams, it's more on controlling the tempo, and you will see the deadly both just looking forward to sync and also to punish the members of the opponents, which is the DOTG.
So true. I think there was like some overconfidence coming from Atrium a while ago on the top side. But for the meantime, in here we can see Nuja making use of the Skyfall already, trying to target the rest of the members of the OTG. But that's a 2-for-2 trade, if in case, and they are under tower, so might as well just back off a little bit. Could have been better if they have maybe someone else together with a set sail of Sansa, but no one was there. You know, a pretty 3v1 could have happened, but I think it was like quite untimely, and I think maybe PHY could have joined the lady just to add some sources of damage, but that did not happen.
Yup, exactly, and they need those additional sustained damage from the mid-AD's ultimate, because if you connect that sustained damage, it can help to somehow crush or maybe punish the members of the OTG in this game. And for our gold difference, it's close to 400 gold lead in the hands of SDG, so we will be seeing some little advantage from the SDG in the early stages of the game. And for our 2 seconds remaining, the Tyrant and also Overlord has spawned, who will be taking those objectives for the both teams.
See, because the rest of the members' pay is actually incoming. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it, but someone's actually waiting in the bush, which is PHY. Gonna be going for that Chaos Field already. He will fall down. Those are really nice bush play. And the rest of the members of Team SDGs are actually trying to go for more kills. Mighty Danui will fall down. Will there be a turnaround? Because we can see, actually, Ming will fall down too. I thought he will actually fall down onto the damage coming from the Fang, but no for Nuja will go for the double kill. Zhang Fei is all alone. And the members of the OTG are super close to wipe out.
This is looking tough right now for the team of the OTG, even though they get multiple heads against SDG, but SDG won that battle because they are able to take away some heads as well for the OTG. And selecting those targets, you give headache against the Fang. This will be a big problem for you to endure if you are the OTG. You need to emphasize the protection and also the powerful reaching of power spikes coming from this bank. You need more items, you need more security, and you need to stay alive most of the game for you to deal damage against the SDG members.
That's true, that's true. I mean, once he gets more itemization, definitely even the targeted sighted, but I mean the target sighted will dish out a lot of damage once you are marked by this Fang. But for the meantime, let's see what we can even further expect, because as a Ming as well, you know, his buff and debuff in here is very useful and actually further empowering the damage of his teammates and you know, just lessening the damage of the opponent. But we have a trade in terms of the objective in here. We can see a super low HP pay. He will take down the objective, but he will fall down instead. Anyway, we can see a free beating. Lady soon onto the back line, even gonna go for that last hit. And as we can see, the rest of the members of SDG are already just trying for the tower push into the middle lane. Really nice space being created by No Freight in no time. You can see the Unbridled Outburst has been used just to shove away the members of SDG into the middle lane. Will that be successful? Yes, it will. But then again, they lost a tower in the process.
tower by tower takedowns being provided by the team of our SDG, 2 to none exchange. It will enlarge their chances to invade the jungle objectives from the team of our DOTG in this game. And for the DOTG, I think they need to focus more on the macro objective and just sustaining their lanes, because if they manage to sustain their lanes, especially the outer turret onto the top and bottom, it will give them some sigh of relief. But exposing your middle turret, this is a big problem once more for the DOTG, because the team of SDG is eager to invade and most probably take away the Azure Golem and Crimson Golem against the hands of this Faith. So for the SDG, it's more on forcing the team fights. They have initiation prowess with the Skyfall coming from No Frayed. You have the enhanced damage output provided by your teammate Coriander. You have the set sail for surprise crowd control coming from the deadly boats of the Sunsu. And you have also the AoE damage and sustained damage coming from PHY.
That's true. Oh, look at that, super low on HP. Oh, okay, he'll be able to back up. Fortunately, the rest of the members, My Shiranui is able to protect him. But then again, a free tower take coming from SDG. Gotta love the space being created by the rest of the members of Team SDG in here. Just so the Lady Soon will be able to free hit. But now, I mean, no towers down as of yet. Coming from SDG, it seemed like they got the momentum from game 2 a while ago, and they want to end this game as fast as possible. But I think it's also on the draft, because again, we were talking a while ago, Nuja as well as Sunsa, they're very fast in terms of, you know, going for the backup play and even going for a setup play. Let's say, imagine you thought you're only fighting against the Ming and Lady Soon, but you'll be surprised suddenly. Sunsu or Yoja is just suddenly out there, so you're ended up with like 4v2 situation. So I think it's also the draft on going in favor side of SDG. But for the meantime here, I think that is a bad spot for the pay to be actually roaming around as a tiger. So it's now a 4v5 just so in case.
The Tiger has been caught off guard on that last sequence. The Skyfall just connecting well for this Nuja for the team of our SDG, and slowly but surely taking away inner turrets and most probably trying to shut down or take away this middle high ground base turret against the DOTG will expand the lead for the team of our SDG. And seeing the damage output coming from the Chaos Field, I think if PHY will try to ride with the set sail from Otrium, this is a deadly one, because we have magical burst damage against those frontline against the DOTG, and also you can release the Chaos Field for tower takedowns and also just to somehow downgrade the possible last line of defense for the DOTG.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, actually, it makes me think, what should they actually do in here in terms of the itemization? You can see the venomous stuff even built by the Milady in here just to potentially stop HP regeneration coming from our frontliner in here, which is the Zhang Fei. But at the same time, I think it's mostly like the zones and the creation of space also being provided for the ladies soon to feed. So maybe they could attempt to actually pick up the Milady or the Ming. Just take that away, because if they try to focus fire on the lady soon or the Milady, I mean, Ming is there to empower them. But for the meantime, Sun Tzu actually will fall down, but the backup incoming from Nuja in here is going to be a 5v4 situation. But they don't have the buff coming from Tyrant. They stopped it. They want to help out their teammate, but I guess if they continuously work on the Tyrant in there, they potentially could even have the buff and maybe even win the sequence. But look at that! The damage coming from Lady Sun is just way too much. The rolling raid, the frag grenade is just way too much for the Pei to actually handle. But we continue the team fight. Mai will fall down in here onto the hands of the Nuja, and he will actually kill off the Pei as well. Byron will fall down onto the hands of this Lady Sun, and there's no more hope coming from Fang as he will fall back away too, as he's the one left member from DOTG. And now we've got minions as well from Milady, the mechanical minions that is already going to be helping out the members of SDG to
Oh
push
no!
up until the crystal. Is this going to be it? What can the Fang do? Trying to take it, trying to save it, but then again, SDG will get this 2-1 win so far up against DOTG. Congratulations, Sky Dragon Gaming, for winning game 3.
That last play kay Saya, the baiting of the set sail of Sunse. Just, okay, take away my life, but the retake, the reposition coming from the Sky Dragon Gaming was too crucial. They provide all the free hit attacks coming from the ultimate shell. You have the rolling rate and the basic attacks coming from the Lady Sun, and also providing the chaos field of Milady, just giving them crowd control and as well as sustained damage against the area of effect against the members of our losing team. And for the Sky Dragon, I would like to commend the proper assistance of Ming on that team, because he able to sustain the damage and also give some buff against the opponents when it comes on team fights, because you will enhance your teammates' power as well during the team fight. So this Ming plays a vital role to somehow create opportunities to have some upside during the fights, and this is a good signature for them to, just start the fight well and finish it off.
Definitely a lot of upsides, more than the downsides, because the carefree time and the glide mastery helped out a lot in buffing up the damage of his teammates. But then again, I think we'll find out who's going to be the MVP of the game. It's going to be Nuja, who is actually super present with the Skyfall Universe Ring, and just, giving all those backup that is very much needed by his teammates. With a KDA score of 605, damage output of 43.7k, and a gold of 7.5k. What a showing in here. And even I think, I want to commend the Sunse as well, because a while ago, while he was in a clash lane, right, like, he's got the double kill just early game time, but that was mostly coming from the mistake from the Pei as well as the Byron, just being super, bratty or overconfident rather onto the clash lane from a while ago.
And that's the importance, Kaisaya, of early kills and also controlling the early tempo for our game, and having the multiple kills as early as possible from Autrium sets it all for the team of our SDG, having the right precision usage of the Typhoon, then the set sail connecting as well. Then no afraid with the follow-up. He managed to set the team fights because of the racing cape that he has. He has tankiness in his pocket, and just providing all the spacing in the world for Lady Sun to release those deadly bombs coming from the ultimate shell. And also Milady just trying to be more on pushing ability game changer for the SDG, just releasing the chaos field. You are dealing damage as well as you are dealing tower takedowns or tower threats against the OTG macro objective wise, tower takedowns and pushing ability. SDG just owned that game against the OTG.
Look at the teamfight presence of that Nuja, but I mean, gotta commend the teamfight presence of the Changfei as well as the Byron, all 83% together with the Fang, but they weren't able to render the Fang super effectively because they weren't able to really go for the tower take that they want. The tower pushing capability of the Milady won better this game, and now it is a match point actually for SDG Gaming. I wonder if our stream director Clay Chef here will actually win the prediction from a while ago. We'll have to find out. So, but let's see if SDG will actually win that one. But before we find out for our fourth game later on, we're just going to be heading on to a really short break. Don't you go away, guys, because more intense action is going to happen here in Clash on Air Cup Season 2. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Sechkas. We'll be back after a few minutes break.
Clash on Air Cup.
Looking scary. The members
In recent years, virtual events have gained immense significance in the world of business. With the ability to connect companies with their customers and stakeholders, regardless of geographic locations, virtual events have become a vital tool for modern businesses to expand their reach and influence. Additionally, virtual events can be more sustainable than a traditional event, as they eliminate the need for attendees to travel, reducing the event's carbon footprint and overall environmental impact. The question is, how can you make your virtual event stand out and capture the attention of your target audience? That's where a 3D virtual set can help. Come, let me show you. A 3D virtual set can help you create stunning environment that will capture your audience attention and leave a lasting impression. After all, the key to successful event is ensuring that your audience engage with your message and achieve the desired objective. 3D virtual set can reduce costs while still creating an immersive and engaging experience for your audience. With virtual 3D set, you have the complete control over your design and the layout of your virtual space. This means you can create custom backdrop, set up a branding element that is uniquely set up just for your audience to enjoy. By adding interactive elements and gamifications, you can make your virtual event even more engaging and memorable. A 3D virtual set also provides multiple angles to capture attendees' attention span. You can easily switch between different angles to highlight the speakers, products, or interactive elements. A 3D virtual set can create a dynamic and engaging experience for your audience. This can help to keep audience engaged and motivated throughout the event, leading to better outcomes and results. In today's competitive business landscape, a 3D virtual set can be the key to standing out and creating a truly memorable and engaging virtual event. So why not consider using a 3D virtual set for your next virtual event? Contact us now and see the benefits yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan, lead for global esports products at IAG Global, and I'm here today to share what we have in store for our fans and players around the world. It's going to be an exciting year for Honor of Kings and esports. The game will be launching in phases throughout the year around the globe. Building on our successful launch in Brazil, we'll be expanding and opening game pre-registrations in selected regions, including
Clash OnAir Cup.
Looking scary. Members.
After intense game number 1, the OTG starting this grand finals with high octane offense, but meanwhile, game 2 and game number 3 belongs to the team of Sky Dragon Gaming. And still, this is Clash on Air Cup Season 2. I'm Sedgecast together with Kaisaya.
So now I wonder if Sky Dragon Gaming will be able to keep up the momentum, because they did have that clearing of game 2 and game 3 really fast. I mean, I think it speaks for what experience that they have already. And if they actually take down Doom of the Gods in here, that mean they can actually even take down XTG? If so, in case that so happened, they were actually bracketed on that one. But we'll only have to find out, because this is not yet even done. This is a best of 3, or rather best of 5 series, and there is definitely some hope for the fans of Doom of the Gods. So make sure you cheer for your favorite team here in the live chat, whether you are currently watching on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok on our Bahasa Malaysia stream. Let us know in the live chat, so at least we or our players and the coaches and our team managers actually watching will have some light of hope. But I guess we are ready for the draft. Let's head on to our game 4 draft.
And I'm hoping for the both teams, they manage to somehow relieve the stress for this grand finals for our season number 2. They have a 5-minute break, and also just to discuss the things that they need to improve on, and also to do for them to capture the win. But for the Sky Dragon Gaming, it's the momentum that carries over right now. I think this is the right time, the right game for them to finish it off. So for the Clash on Air Cup Season 1, the champions, XDG. So most probably, let's change the letter, SDG.
Let's see. Yeah, I think if that's so happen, I like that. Okay, from the previous season, it was XDG. Maybe there's some luck in this DG, you know. Okay, maybe I create a team next time. I will name it something like MDG or KDG, you know, Kaisaya Dragon Gaming, something like that, if there's the luck. But again, this is not even done. This is a best of 5. Dooms of the Gods, or Doom of the Gods, still has a chance on here. But ooh, we can see an Arlie. I'm pretty sure Chef is happy seeing the Arlie in here while actually watching right now, because for sure, I mean, this is like, okay, very late game hero, but once you give the itemization, just maybe 2 or 3 items, definitely can dish out a lot of damage. But Luba number 7. I mean, we don't usually see a Luba number 7.
It's been a while.
Drafted, yeah, definitely been a while, but we can definitely count on him in terms of like fast clearing of minion waves in the laning phase.
And for the second and third pick for the Sky Dragon Gaming, having a Kayan and also Byron. For the Sky Dragon Gaming, it's more on just providing the mobility. You have the shields, you have the heal, and having the space for this RD is a crucial one for the Sky Dragon Gaming, because if this RD will be well fed, this is a bad situation if you are the Dooms of the Gods. But Dooms of the Gods just releasing the pocket picks, I think they practice the zeros. The number 7 is one of those farm laners that can easily crush or deal AoE damage, can clear the minion waves fastly. You have this done, the Unruly Blade, just to somehow cancel out the possible Maple Dance or possible Autumn Storm coming from the RD. So you have the knock-up, you have the stuns coming from the Dun, and as well as you have the backline reach option if you are the Dun. And this Dun can position as your main clash lane or most probably your jungler.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mind game that Doom of the Gods is doing right now up against Sky Dragon Gaming. A while ago, it was Sky Dragon Gaming playing mind games up against Doom of the Gods, wherein, okay, is the Sensei going onto the Clash or onto the jungle, or would it be the Ninja? But now this time, it's Doom of the Gods. But most of the time, we would see the Jun being drafted onto the jungle, but they can actually shift still, shift their pick still onto a different role onto the Clash lane should they want to, depending on if they want to counter out the Byron or someone else, which could be the next pick from Sky Dragon Gaming for the jungle and the mid. So we'll just have to find out. I wonder what we still have in here. My Shiranui definitely no longer an option. Lady Jen, they don't really want to give that one out. still,
Yeah.
because we saw the power of the Lady Jen. Really nice early game laning, because she can definitely poke a lot from his damage from the update that she got from last July 11th.
And for the fourth pick, Doom of the God selecting the Luna, so you have that option to kind of put some pressure against this RD. So if RD is being squishy, so let's select squishy hero as well. You have the New Moon and also Crescent Slash, just to Crescent Moon to somehow deal some damage against this RD and to put some hard time for the main carry of the Sky Dragon. But having the Byron, I think this is a tough one for the Dooms of the God, because they have that zoning potential coming from this Byron. You have the extra shield from the first field suppression. You have the initiating prowess that adds on your arsenal. But for the team of Doom of the Gods, I want to see how they will play this team composition, because by revealing the Luna, it goes to show that I think this Dun will be at your clash lane.
Yeah, obviously. But now, Nakoruru, ooh, we're gonna see some flying jungle in here with some
Ooh.
Mama Haha flight, as well as the Gao. It's been a while. I mean, this is what you love about, Global Ban Pick. You get to see heroes that are not often drafted out for bans and picks. So this is going to be super interesting. But yeah, with the Nakoruru being on the lineup of Sky Dragon Gaming, they do have the potential on making surprise attacks in here. So I think the Luba number 7 needs to be very careful on overextending, most especially when the Sunbin is not together with him. But the Xiao Qiao will actually finish out the draft of our Doom of the Gods in here. He will there's a lot of AoE damage, as you can see in here, from the lineup of Team Doom of the Gods. So coming from the Luba number 7 with the air support, as well as the Meteor Storm coming from Xiao Qiao. Now the question in here with that, how is the blue team, or rather Sky Dragon Gaming, going to be matching up on that one? I think Nakoruru will have to be able to make sure that this ultimate has already been propped in such a way he's not going to be bursted down as well.
And having this kind of team composition for the both teams, it's all on executing their play styles and also reaching their full potential for their team compositions. And discussing the SDG team composition, it's more on having the burst damage and waiting for the timers of this RD. They need to protect and also lead this RD to have a better life during the early game. And also, when he reached the mid game, you will feel the damage because he will secure at least 2 to 3 items that can easily give or deal some damage against the OTG. And meanwhile, Maple Dance will be casted by this RD. And First Blood brought to you by EasyOnAir.
That is so true. I mean, as an Arlie, I do like playing Arlie too. So like, what they do here as a technique when in the laning phase, especially if it's just a 1v1, you put out the hang on, but take a look at how Byron will actually pull down that one. So far a 1-for-1 trade, but we're not even done. As you can see, there's a chase and poke coming from the Xiao Qiao. But yeah, going back into the Arlie, you go for the S2, which is the Maple Dance, and then you go for the Frenzy. So at least you get a lot of additional damage, and then you just poke out your opponent and then go back to the carousel. So that is actually a nice way to bully out your opponent. That is why, despite this hero actually being a late game hero, if we're talking about item dependency for more damage, this is why, in terms of like going for highly mechanical plays, she is like actually the top for the farm laners. It's hard to like just lock in this particular hero.
Yep, and also for the both teams, it's more on protecting their early game, because if you have a better start, you can consistently do the things that you need to do. And specifically for the SDG, they wanna assassinate the members of the OTG and just provide the early safe zone from this RD. As long as he remains alive and going for the last hit of minion wave, he can easily gather his initial primary item for this RD. And for the DOTG, I want to see how this Thanatos will react, even though he has a slow start in this game. But we know the potential of this Luba number 7. Luba number 7 is one of those heroes that can easily come back when he gains more kills in the preceding rounds.
Yes, that's true. But then again, he was the first blood of Arlie in here. So I think there's more support needed in here for the Luba number 7. Because look at that. He's just getting bullied in here. And there is a potential visit coming from the Gao as well. PHY. But I think Xiao Chao saw that. So he won't be able to freely roam around in attempt to actually gank our Luba number 7.
And for the SDG, they want to try to find some opening, some space to pressure this Luba number 7 of Thanatos, because if this Luba number 7 being pressured as early as possible, you will be having some advantages during the team fights, and the Nakaruro will go for the fight against the members of our DOTG. Where are you going? I'm looking forward to this engage. He receives a lot of damage, but too tanky. He remains alive on the classic wets.
Unyielding might coming from this tune. He's just like, I mean, gotta take advantage of that HP regeneration that he has innately in his kit. So might as well, definitely you don't want to make a similar mistake that the OTG did a while ago onto our game 3. But yeah, fortunately, our Nakaruru as well as Byron respected that. They fall back, they backed away to make sure that they're not going to commit the same mistake that the OTG did from game 3. But now, our Tyrant as well as the Overlord are all alive. I wonder what's going to be the priority between these two teams right now. It's a 4-1 set up for both of the teams right now. Both the Byron and the Zone is actually going to be having this clash. For the meantime, onto the top side, but they don't want to fall down as well, because if one of them goes down, you know, they cannot be able to go for an assist as to when or what objective they want to take. But it seems like it's just a guessing game right now for both of the teams. But you can see a tower push already being down by the Arlie. Pokes here and there as well, the Parasol. At the same time, even our Sunbis was forced to use the time lapse just to shove the member of SDG, that particular Arlie, in the game. And we can see Luna wasn't able to take the Overlord as well because of the Byron.
And just like that, Kaisaya, SDG having the lead because of the siding pressure that this RD producing against the DOTG. And once more, Gao just trying to deal some damage and also focus against the members of the OTG. But overextending, Nakaruru, no afraid. That's the deadly bombs coming from the Sunbin.
Oh, really gotta hate the time bomb here and there. More bombs in here with the time lapse as well. And now there's the free taking coming from the side of the OTG right now. There will be definitely no steal for that one. As you can see, no Frayed was actually absent. He actually fell down, so no smite from that. It's gonna be dangerous for Arlie to actually try to go for an attempt onto the kill. So I think it's a good way that he just let that Tyrant go onto the hands of the OTG. But for the meantime, we can see a potential 1v1, or rather 2v1 onto the bot lane, but fortunately there goes the heals coming from the Kayan. But for the meantime, we can see that the Arlie will take one more kill, killing off the Xiao Chao onto the mid lane.
Just doing his job right now for the RD. Getting some heads, getting some kills. It will allows him to reach his power spikes this mid stages of the game. And for the team of the OTG, just emphasizing on their rotations, they add mobility and also tankiness on their front line. Because of their Clash Laner, just regain some HP bars during the fights. You have the Unruly Blade that can somehow demolish the members of SDG in this game. And having the New Moon reposition of this Luna, it's a bit scary if you are the team of our SDG, if you will be going to face this Luna for the DOTG. But seeing the goal difference, it's closely having the control for the team of our SDG. Having also this 200 to 300 gold lead, it's manageable still for the DOTG. But I want to see different playstyles for the both teams, as the outer turret onto the top lane will be punished by the members of our DOTG. But the trade is in, the inner turret being chastened down by the members of SDG.
Definitely, and June is actually ready to back up onto the middle lane, but it seems like will there be a clash? Yes, look at the bush play coming from the side of SDG. Real nice play coming from our Gao, as well as Autrium onto the Byron, but let's see who's gonna deal more damage in here. Luna will take off the life of the Gao onto the back line. However, we can see the Arlie is in here all alive. He will try to catch up and dishing more damage. Luba number 7 will fall down from the top lane part of the map. We can see a free hitting. Arlie in here, but no, a kill is being given onto the hands of our Luna instead. I think he is quite overextended in a particular part of the map, not getting the heals coming from the Cyan. But for the meantime in here, Cyan as well will fall down onto the hands of the Dune, and more exchanges here and there, but then again, it is a 3v3 remaining for both sides.
What a fight for the both teams, not allowing each other to get away some kills against each other. So it's all about trading those objectives at the right place and the right connection, right decision to take down the outer turret onto the middle lane. Will expose the Azure and also Crimson Golem against the team of our SDG and DOTG, just managing to somewhat equalize the tower takedowns 2-2. So it goes to show that the OTG just looking forward to have that pushability, to have that territorial advantage against the SDG. So it's the eye-opener for them to somehow get some neutral objectives, just invade the jungle resources that SDG has.
Also, one thing that you'll notice in here, DOTG, they're having a tough time taking down the life of this Dune. So might as well, they have to start building items like that of the Blazing Cape, Mortal Punisher, as well as the Venomous stuff. I mean, it's like, I think twice when we saw wearing the Dune, or like, they're not able to take down the life of the Dune because of the HP regen. But yeah, for the meantime in here, look at the damage being dealt by the air support coming from our monster. Lupa number 7, rather, a double kill going onto the Dune. Our Arlie is still, he is already down onto the hands of the OTG as well. And now again, back to 3 members left onto the side of SDG. I guess they need to stop. I mean, they have to be very careful in here when checking on the bushes. They have to check it. I think they're having a hard time because they don't have that much ability to actually poke out. They might only be able to rely on Cyan's earworm. Who else can actually poke out the bush? Not much, because for Arlie, she's actually short range. So if he will be able to, he's gonna be using the maple dance to check the bushes. He's still near the bush, you know. You know what I mean? They don't have a means to actually poke out bushes. But mainly the earworm of Cyan is like the Esther, the stuns here and there. But I think that's why they're having a tough time. So I guess a vision item might be useful in here for the roaming item for Cyan, because they're having a hard time in checking where the opponents are actually positioned.
And for this time being, Kaisaya, trading of objectives is a must for them. So for the SDG, they will try and able to take down the Tyrant. Meanwhile, for the DOTG, they will take away the Overlord. And for the both teams, it's more on just focusing on their objectives and focusing on protecting each other and having a good set of plays coming from both sides. So for the SDG, it's more on defensive mode, and counter retaliation needs to be done against the team of the OTG, because when it comes on the upper hand on the damage output, the OTG has the tools to make some problems against the members of SDG. Because of the air support, you can deal AoE damage. You have the Unruly Blade coming from the Dune. It can be a great impact for them to initiate fights. And when it comes on mobility, when it on reaching the backline, you have the New Moon and also Crescent Moon for the team of our DOTG. And another fight being casted by the both teams, as you will see another crucial crowd control coming from this Coriander, the best, I'm the best, and where are you going? There's no way out. Shutdown coming from the RD, and Dune already done in this clash. And for this Luna, he will try to take away the head of Nakamuru, but he will be chasing down by the members of our STG, looking for more blood, and also with the Maple Dance. Oh, with the slash and also dashing out, this Luna managed to escape.
That's so true. Present slides as well as the searing stab. Definitely be safe on that one. But regardless, that was actually a nice attempt coming from the OTG. We did see how they actually were able to swiftly take down the inner tower onto the top lane part of the map with the damage output coming from Thanatos, but they were all in together, and thus they were able to keep all of the damage being done by Gao as well as the Byron. And in that way, they were able to regain the position onto the map, taking down towers up top, as well as getting the tower onto the mid. Now the tables have turned around once more, and I suppose the OTG needs to commit the same mistake from a while ago. But again, one thing we've noticed, I mean, it took a while for them to take down the Dun. I wonder what itemization SDG has right now. Did they completed all the anti-high regen items that they very much needed up against this Dun, because again, he's quite annoying in terms of the HP regen that he has.
Exactly, and for the SDG addressing the problem, just having that anti-heal items for the SDG will help them to somehow create advancement and problems against the heroes of our DOTG. And meanwhile, for the DOTG, I would like to see how they can respond in this kinds of situation, because at the early stages of the game, they have the lead, and right now the tables have turned. The team of SDG gathering almost 1,300 gold lead in their pockets, so this is a total economy swing for the SDG, and seeing the damage output coming from this RD is a crucial one, so you can't afford to receive those deadly umbrellas coming from the Autumn Storm. You have the quick mobility responses with the Maple Dance, and Coriander being the commander right now for the team of SDG, just providing all the crucial cloud control that they needed for them to capture one by one the heads of the OTG.
So true. The heals as well, that is annoying from the side of the OTG coming from the Science. True. Tune of Tranquility. But yeah, gotta love the pressure that No Fade is actually doing up top. For the meantime, seems like they have to be very careful here onto the mid. Byron is quite low. They don't have the Arlie beside them to actually fade dish out some damage. But again, the pressure up top as well as in the bottom lane part of the map is really superb away from the side of SDG to just actually, force the members of the OTG to defend their high ground towers. And again, in terms of position onto the Overlord, there is a primal bond from the side of SDG, so pretty sure they're not going to be attempting on that one because they just took down the Tyrant. So might as well for the OTG, they just wait for, again, a missed position coming from the side of SDG.
Crucial moments is on the hands of our SDG and the OTG. Single error can cost you the game if you are the team of the OTG. And for the SDG, they climb back in this game and trying to close it out, trying to be the next champion here for the Clash on Air Cup season number 2. But the team of the OTG don't want that to happen. They need to force the game number 5 and they need to capture the game number 4. And seeing the damage output for the both teams, I think it's a equal balance. It all boils down to the setups and also the cloud control that they need to provide against each other. But seeing the CC immunity, okay, I have the Tune of Tranquility just to somehow create some separation and HP back for this Kayan.
Just quite unfortunately, he was forced to use his Purify from that potential death. But for the meantime, you can see the OTG starting off the Overlord right now. Shadow Overlord, Byron is actually going for the Badline. Look at that! The Nautilus will actually fall down. And here, no more Master. Luba number 7, rather, in here from the side of the OTG. But in here, Gao will fall down as well. Will there be an exchange of kills? But not yet, because Xiao Chao instead will actually fall down. 3 members left on the side of the OTG right now. There's the chase coming from our Cyan, actually him wanting his earworm to actually connect the annoying stuns coming from this particular hero. And then again, there was the members of SDG actually going for the fish onto the middle lane. We can see Arlie also going for the chase. Look at the damage coming from his Parasol as well. In here, really nice Maple Dance. But then again, we can see Byron just continuously pushing. And then again, the folks here and there coming from our Arlie, the protection coming from Cyan as well with a heal serum there. Stuns coming from the Cyan with the earworm too. The T will fall down. However, I wonder if so as the... Oh, look at that. Almost though. Byron, to the cost of his life, almost took down the Crystal of the OTG.
That's a close Crystal Crush coming from this trio. Well, the clash is happening onto the mid lane. The team of SCG just finding ways to skip and also take away the game against the DOTG, but nice defense still for the team of our DOTG. And meanwhile, seeing the goal differential, it's mounting close to 3,200 in the hands of our SDG, so we will expect that you have the upper advantage here, but you will see the unlimited slashes coming from this Luna. He's too squishy. He can be handled by the members of our SDG. He has the initiating powers and disengagement factor from this Luna. You have the damage output with the New Moon. You have the Crescent Slice and Searing Stub just to deal some massive blows against the members of our SDG. And I think this is the most important place right now for the both teams. They need to create such a good team fight initiation and also just reaching out the backline. But you see the damage output coming from No Afraid. I'm not afraid and I will crush you.
Yeah, that's so true. The combination of Amube Yatoro as well as Anu Mutsube with the after the Mama Haha flight, just he can just like burst them. But seems like that's not enough because we did see how he's not actually able to take down the life of that Luna. But for the meantime, a position of taking down the Shadow Tyrant for the side of SDG. This with the Chain Lightning buff definitely gonna be giving some boost of damage from the rock out of Gao, as well as of course the magic damage coming out from Arliss Maple Dance as well. But we'll see how this one will go because again, we did see, Luna is quite scary as well for as long as he's alive, as well as the Dune is maintained alive. I think SDG in here needs to try to kick off Thanatos first.
And for the team of our SGG, I think they need to connect the timely execution of
the minion waves.
Look at the minion waves. And also for the waves onto the top lane, super minions being crashing the crystals against the members of our DOTG, but they managed to successfully defend and also clear the minions heading on their bases. And this is a tough situation right now, Kaisaya. I'm feeling the nerves as of the moment because the team of SDG looking forward to settle these things. Okay, Season 1 XDG, maybe this time we will be the champions, SDG.
That is so true, and we are even close to the Tempest Dragon in here, just within 1 minute or 2 minutes game time. But for the meantime, seems like SDG, they're gonna try to go for a siege onto the middle lane. Just to take note, there goes the heal coming from the Science Rune of Tranquility in here. First try an attempt to go for a free hit coming from the Arlie. Gao will fall down too with the damage coming out from the Luba number 7. But then again, really crucial crowd control being put out by the rest of the members. There's no more minions left because again, Thanatos was left all alive, able to free hit from a while ago. Now that we have to wait, it is a 3-2 situation right now. If so, in case, gonna be tricky because you gotta decide: are we gonna take the Overlord this time? But of course, in terms of numbers, there's an advantage on the side of DOTG.
But for the team of DOTG, they need to manage to push away the minion waves from each side of the map for them to somehow lessen the pressure on defending their crystals. And SDG has the idea to go for the split push, go for the base rush, because they have super minions on their side. So might as well go for that misdirection play, go for the split push, or most probably just select a good team fight to start up this Tempest Dragon. And this is a crucial one for the both teams because if the team DOTG will get this Tempest Dragon, I think this is a force game number 5. This is a crucial one, crucial objective, the strongest manpower that can help your allies to win.
That's true. This is definitely gonna give your team some shields as well as some buff in terms of damage. You don't want to deal with the Blessing of Lightning as well as the Storm Awakening through damage buff. So it will render all your armors useless if they get this. And we can see SDG actually already starting it off. I wonder if there is gonna be an attempt or a chance for DOTG. This is a smite battle incoming right now. Master Luban actually onto the field, and there goes the steal coming from the side of DOTG. And here we go with the buff. True damage sources in here, but the rest of the members of Team SDG will fall down. Even the Nakoruru will fall, but we can see Byron just attempted to go for a push onto the top side, going for the pressure. That was very risky. You know what? I think SDG should have not started that one off, or at least someone could have zoned out the members of DOTG, even to the cost of his life.
Big error coming from the team of SCG. The smite was too vital on that last sequence, but Thanatos just creating that opportunity to free hit and last hit the Tempest Dragon, and it will allows them to have some push through, trying to force the game number 5. But this R3 receiving a lot of damage with the first blue suppression. Kayan will take away the head of this Luba number 7. Where are you going? This is the fight back. This is the counterplay of the SDG. But Unruly Blade was there just to hurt the members of our SDG, and this Byron looking forward to disengage one by one, punishing in, jumping in, slicing out, and also with the Gao. Where are you going? The guitars just punishing the members of DOTG. Where are you going? 3-man down for the DOTG.
So true, but we're not even done with the clash because we can see that Doom still trying to save this game for his teammates, still utilizing the buff coming from the Tempest right now. It is a 4v1 situation. Oh, look at this! Doom just regenerating his HP all back to life. He's able to manhandle everything, and he's gonna be resurrected. But this time he will fall down. But that really took a while. It's like almost 1 minute, man. So it makes me wonder what itemization SDG has in here currently. But then again, 2 members left onto the side of DOTG right now. They've got the super minions in here. We can see in here Sunbin trying to poke out the members of SDG, but will that be enough for it? The rest of the members are actually back alive, but it seems like SDG will want to go for the focus fire onto the crystal, and this is gonna be it. Our new champion, SDG! Sky Dragon Gaming is your Clash on Air Cup Season 2 champions. Congratulations!
Congratulations to the Sky Dragon Gaming for winning 3 straight games, Kaisaya. Just to think of it, losing the game number 1, okay, that's a hit check. Then game number 2, game number 3, and finishing and sealing the deal, game number 4. That is a high-octane game that we witnessed. Crucial Tempest Dragon steal for the team of the losing team, but it wasn't enough for them to force the game number 5, and Sky Dragon Gaming securing the Clash on Air Cup Season 2 Championship. For the Season 1, we have the XDG. This time, another DG, the Sky Dragon Gaming, the Sky Kings, reign as your champions for the Season 2.
Maybe there are affiliates. I don't know. But a while ago, the crucial team fight that it was very risky, wherein the Tempest Dragon buff was onto the hands of Doom of the Gods, right? But we did see the play that the Byron, as well as the Tyan, as well as the Arlie did a while ago, wherein there was already an attempted push by the Luba number 7, as well as the Sunbin into the middle lane. They were trying to take down the mid lane tower, the inner mid lane tower, but the flank play coming from the Byron was so on point. Okay, I'm gonna go for that electrifying charge as well as the storm strike and forceful suppression. But Cyan, I tell you, you have to back me up with the heals because they have the Tempest Dragon buff in here. So you really have to heal me in such a way that the Arlie will be able to free hit. So I think that was a really good, risky but decisive play that Sky Dragon Gaming fully committed on.
And heading for our post-game MVP for the championship game, no other than Luo Chenju Chi Wu Zhuang with a KDA of 6,410, just that assist having 194,000.9k, and having the 17,291. This RD is too deadly on the latter stages of the game. The smooth reposition, the dealing damage, the DPS was too accurate. The right positioning, the right consumption, the right dealing of the Autumn Storm, creating surge problems against the members of the losing team. And for the post-game MVP, it's more on creating a lot of loads during the late game because you are the main supplier of damage, so you need to stay alive and deal damage to pull off a great gun against the DOTG. And based on our post-match results, it's a great fight for the both teams, Kaisaya.
Now finally we see the itemization. So that's the reason why SDG was having a tough time in killing of the Dun because of the HP regen. They don't have much itemization to actually counter out the Dun's HP regen. Blazing Cape is not present, as well as Void Stuff is not here. I don't see it, as well as the Mortal Punisher. So they focused on just the high damage output. I guess that is to balance out, just go all out damage. Basically, that's it. So they did not mind. And anyway, they weren't primarily focusing on the Dun, but let's gotta admit it, they definitely had a tough time dealing with the Dun.
Yup, exactly. Because of the HP recovery that he gains during the fights, and he is too tanky. The replenishment of HP was too great, but the team of our SDG just providing all the source of damage, finding the source of matching the tankiness, the prolonged team fight option of our Dooms of the OTG either for the red side, and having the team fighting collaboration 78% from Coriander the best. So that's the things that you should do if you are a roamer. You provide the shields, you provide the healing factor, you provide all the support that you can for your teammate to be calm and stay alive during the fights, and just giving those opportunities to have that retaliation play because of the healing effects. That's one of the good things that Coriander brings to the table for them to secure the championship.
Yes, definitely. Overall, it's a really good synergized team play that Sky Dragon Gaming showed us. I'm really happy to see all these amazing all Malaysian team matches for our semifinals as well as the finals. So make sure you guys watch out for season 3 because I too will be watching out who's gonna be our next champion. Will it be, I don't know, will there be a battle between XDG and SDG later on? But for the meantime, I actually want to invite our viewers to our community.
And please, for our viewers out there, scan this QR code below to join our community for you to engage with different people, just building the community on having some fun and competitive scene for the Honor of Kings, and especially just follow and also like the page, share the live of Clash on Air Cup. We have Facebook, we have TikTok account, and also please do subscribe on our YouTube channel, Clash on Air Cup.
So true. And again, we're your casters. I'm Kaisaya. You can follow me on different social media platforms too. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I am on TikTok, but I don't usually post in there. Although they say, of course, it's a new platform. And yeah, Sedge, how about you? Where can they follow you?
You can follow me at my TikTok account, Sedgecast. I have my Facebook gaming page, Sedgecast as well, and also my IG, that's Sedgecast also. So I would like to send some shoutouts to all the viewers out there, especially on our Bahasa Malaysian broadcast. So shoutouts to Admats and also the K-Catch for a great showing also on that stream, and also for the English broadcast. This is Sedgecast and also Kaisaya here.
Yes, we thank you so much and see you guys on season 2. This is your Clash and Air Cup Honor of Kings community. We'll see you guys again in the next season. See you. Bye, guys.